Hi, good morning. It's growing, it's beautiful, I love it. Hey everyone, Sophia here from My Great Challenge. I'm just going to give you a quick update on what, yeah, you like the hair, I like the hair. I'm going to give you a quick update. This is just a tour on the garden experiment. Using the Back to Eden gardening so far. I would say 95% of it is a success. I do have a little X here and there. I'm going to talk about it real quick. This is not going to be a long video because I'm not planting anything anymore. The garden is pretty much set for the entire summer, and I couldn't be any more thrilled. This is really, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work and a lot of anxiety producing moments. I'm sorry about the plane, but it's, man, it's satisfying. Okay, let's tour this garden. All right, let's start with this side as usual, and I know that some of you really enjoy the updates because you get to see how fast things grow in my zone, since you are also in zone 6B. For those of you who are new, welcome. We are in 6B, northern New Jersey. This is my garden. I'm going to give you a quick pan because there's a lot of changes around. This is the backyard, and on this side is the vegetable garden with the secret garden in the back. And I'm going to give you a tour to show you what things look like. So the asters are still very sturdy and tall, and I can see that there's going to be some bloom at some point, but again, this is a fall bloomer, so I'm not going to get any purple flowers until probably September. I trimmed all of the chives because they were in bloom, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting stems that are too sturdy. I still want to be able to eat it. This chive has got to be at least 6 years. It's a perennial, and it does spread a lot, hence the reason why it's in a pot. This is the new rose for this year, and it's already starting to bloom, and I got to tell you, I have a feeling this is going to be my favorite. This one is called Pink Peace. This is a Jackson Perkins rose, and it is so fragrant. It's a mix of regular rose scent plus caramel. It is absolutely delightful. So I do have quite a few buds coming up on this one, and it's amazing because that's the rose that I thought was not going to make it. It looked pretty bad when I got it as a bare root, but look at it, very nice and full. Obviously you can tell that it was a very, very healthy plant when I got it. The leaves are absolutely beautiful. You'll see the difference with the other ones. This is just a salvia. Here's my other Jackson Perkins. This one is a little bit older, and this is Olympiad that I have to deadhead actually, and I have a few blooms left. And if you followed from last week, this is my sorry looking John Paul II, another tea rose in white. It got chopped up by a deer last week, but I do already see some new buds, so we're gonna have blooms again. So the roses, I would say, are pretty successful, and I cannot get enough. I'm probably gonna get more for next year. We have another chive here. Look at the lettuce grew back. This is the lettuce that was, let's take the weed out of the way. Here we go. This is the lettuce that was all chopped up by the deer last week. It came back. What I did with the apple tree was trim down all the branches that were, you see that were chewed up by the deer. So we'll see if we can grow new branches. Maybe it was some crazy pruning going on. We'll see. Cabbage doing really, really good. Cauliflowers over there doing really good. Collard greens okay. This one looks better than others. Chives okay. Broccoli not at all. Broccoli all the way in the back, it's not happening. This whole area here gets flooded. I have to raise it. I'm not going to do that this year. It was again an experiment, but we have had a lot of rain and this area right here does not drain at all. So it tells me there's probably hard pan right underneath it. And I'm not surprised because this is the concrete foundation for the garage. So there might be a lot of rocks underneath there. The kale is struggling, but still green. But this whole area here, I need to mound it probably up to this level here. And I'll do that next year. I'll have to order more soil. The daylilies look like they're going to have blooms. Now these are, again, my neighbor's daylilies, and I believe they are yellow. Yeah, I think those are yellow. Zucchinis perked up. I give them fish fertilizer and a little bit of 10-10-10 fertilizer, and you can see that they all got what they needed. The soil underneath it was poor soil. It was covered with landscaper's fabric and mulch for a good year, so the soil was pretty much dead underneath. I had to, you know, augment the quality of the soil by using some fertilizer. That's okay. This is the black eye Susan that was chopped up by the deer last week, and you can see that I have a whole bunch of new growth coming out, so the plant is not going to die. It's okay. Things like that happen. The daisies are budding already, so I will have some daisies, and these are from my neighbors as well coming up. I did the same thing with this poor looking apple tree. That was the one that was the most damaged by the deer. I cut off ends at the next fork, I guess we're going to call it that way. And I'm monitoring for new growth. We'll see. We're still in growing season, so, but the top is all right. I don't know. We'll see what happens. The mint exploded in the last week, but that's because we got a lot of water. And what I do is every week I pinch the top to make sure that I get growth sideways and not in height. Oregano, gorgeous. I'm gonna have to cut some. Same thing with the lemon balm, and the thyme is also very nice. I love thyme flowers. Don't they look pretty? It is so delicate. Sage is coming out pretty well. Basil, same thing. I pinch the top every week to make it fuller and sideways. The dill really came up. It's delicious. I love dill. Now these, the cilantro, bolted. It was so hot. We had almost 100-degree heat one day, and it just bolted. So the parsley in the back is okay. Cilantro bolted, so what I do is that I cut it, and we'll see if I can preserve it. I don't know. All right, on this where I have paw prints and hoof prints, we have sorrel that is struggling to come out because it's been very hot. Fig tree is fine. I'm not seeing any figs yet. It will. It might be something in August. Not this one. Wow. Look at this bed here. Some serious foliage. It's gorgeous. We have some daisies coming out. These are the aster. Again, they will come out in the fall. More daisies, and the lazy Susan. Oh, I keep calling it lazy Susan. The black eye Susan in the back is also getting fuller. And the pumpkin, look at this. Pumpkin is doing really well. We got a few blooms here. And again, I'm putting it in a pot to control it a little bit, and this whole area here will be filled up with pumpkin vine. This is new. I got a few plants in one of my travel, foxglove, and I forgot the name of this. I think it's called Casporis or something like this. These are perennial, but only for 2 or 3 years. It was just to add a little bit of color. Some of you suggested that I add color to the yard, so there you have it. I added a little bit of color because all of this is going to be basically just white But this area here is fine. It's doing really nicely, except for that area over there that basically gets drowned in water. I have to raise it, but that will happen next year. Let's go in the vegetable garden. So the vegetable garden, pretty much everything I seeded last week came out except for the lettuce, but I kind of knew that because it was too hot. Lettuce does not like hot weather. I'm going to start here. These are the lima beans that I started last week. So this is what happens after 1 week. I mean, exactly 1 week, we got lima bean coming out. I did put 3, and we have 1 late comer right here. Lima beans, the only issue, I love them personally. They're a little bit starchy, but they make a beautiful bouquet of green. So this is all going to be filled out. The one inconvenience about beans in general is that they do bring a lot of aphids, so I'll have to do treatment. And the cucumbers perked up and picked up. Again, I give them the fish fertilizer, so the one I lost and replaced with some spinach, and after 1 week I already have a lot of spinach that is coming out. So it was not too late. They did germinate, which is good, but this area gets a little bit of shade towards the end of the day, so that's fine. More cucumbers here, and we have the eggplants that are starting to grow taller. If you can see the difference from last week. Now here's where I put all the seeds for the lettuce, and none of them came out. Not a single one of them. It was too hot. So I'm gonna keep this area open, and when it starts to cool down a little bit in September, I'll put more lettuce and we'll see what happens. Now the tomatoes, I followed everybody's advice and I removed all of the lower branches that were not looking all that great, and give them some fish fertilizer, a little bit of 10-10-10, and we have beautiful green foliage, and they are growing taller. Same thing with the peppers over there. This one is starting to look really good. This one, I was really worried about it, but look at that. It is totally coming, except for this San Marzano here. That is about as stunted as they get. So I'm going to remove it and replace it probably with some more beans or some hot pepper. We'll see. This is the area that I planted last week. Everything is coming out of the ground. We're going to start with the snow peas. Here they are. You can definitely recognize pea leaves for those of you who plant a garden, and this one was in a hurry. So it's going to look really, really cool. And the goal here, these are vining trellis type peas. So again, the goal is to have them grow on this little makeshift trellis here that I built last weekend. And these are the Blue Lake beans, and they are coming out as well. Now my issue with this one is that I have 2 that came out with no leaves, and I'm told that if you go and dig a little bit in there, you might be able to find the leaves, but I don't think so. So what I'm gonna do now, this is stunted and it happens. What I'm going to do is take them out and put 2 new seeds in there to replace the ones that did not grow. I can expect every seed to be a success. Now on my skirt lady here, I have Kentucky pole beans, Kentucky blue pole beans, and they are coming out as well. Another one here with no leaves. That's okay, they will be replaced, but the rest of them are coming out on both sides. So this is going to be really cool. The goal here is to have these climbing beans to climb over the skirt here, and the dress form. So it looked, I think it would look really whimsical and kind of cute. And we get an update here on the garbage found in the trash geranium. It is definitely coming back to life, and check this out. We got little blooms here coming up. So I don't know still what color it's going to be. We'll find out soon enough. Roses are beautiful. They smell so wonderful. These are Climbing America. I'm going to give you an update on the sticky paper. This is the other side of the sticky paper because I had to turn it and get the new side. And the reason for that is because, yeah, this is what happens to the sticky paper after 1 week. All of the white flies and a bunch of other insects get glued to it. And does it completely eliminate aphids from your roses? Well, I don't know. Let's check it out. We got a new bud right here, and I don't see any. So looks like it's working. And I did tie them up very loosely so I can start training them on the gates. And then same thing here. This one, however, I'm not seeing any new buds coming out, but we'll see. And again, I turned the paper and I have a new sticky side, and this is what this side looks like. So you see that paper actually does work in controlling somewhat the aphids. These are the mesclun lettuce that Willie and I seeded last week. Look at that, in 1 week what we got. And the Korean mint is also coming out. I don't know if you can see a couple of little tiny leaves coming out. Same thing here with the mountain mint. We have a little bit coming out. Secret Garden. I think it's time I pull out the radishes. I did add a couple of little flowers here, and we'll see what happens with that. But the good news is that I do have a turnip. I spotted a turnip. I hope you can see it right here. I do have a turnip, and Mom says you can actually use the turnip and the radish leaves in soups. So that's what I'm going to do. And this is getting fuller and fuller, starting to look really, really neat. And that is the garden. So here we are in the front. I just want to show you the zinnias and the honeysuckle. It's growing nicely, but you probably notice this thing here and the one in here. I had some in the back too. Okay, what are those? These are taro liquid ant baits. And the reason why I'm using them is because I found that, yeah, the salvia is looking great here. I put one over there too. Okay, I found that ants, somebody had asked me, why are you getting rid of the ants? They're not doing anything to you. Well, they're not to me personally, but they almost killed this hydrangea. This is a lace hydrangea. I'm going to turn leaves. Okay, you see that? This is called white scale. It's a parasite, and it's brought in by ants, and it's almost killed the whole plant. So what I had to do was put bait, and it's eliminated all of the ants that we had in the house. Definitely, we haven't seen one in at least 4 days. It took about 3 days. And what it does is that it basically poisons and kills the entire colony. Ants are a problem, okay? In a garden, they are a problem. So they brought in this parasite here, and I started seeing it on my other hydrangeas, and I got real upset about that. So I did spray everybody with a pesticide that is special for this type of parasite, the white scale, and I'm getting rid of the ants, and my hydrangeas are going to be absolutely stunning again this year. These are endless summer. I need to put the pH so that I have them a little bit bluer, but here we go. Yard is looking really nice and clean. And I realized I forgot to show you this area. So this is the echinacea. We got the cosmos that are growing here. This is the blue cornflower. That's huge. I never expected it to be this big, and I'm gonna have a lot of flowers this year. The first year they don't bloom. I had no flower last year. But this year I'm gonna have quite a lot. And then I did a little bit of cleaning here. Put 3 of those, I thought they were begonias, I forgot the name. Starts with a C, I can't remember. And then all the dirt that I had here, I actually patted it down and made sure that it was all the way down. And I seeded poppies. California poppies, wild poppies, so all of this here this summer is going to be all the way up to here filled with poppies. I think it's going to look pretty cool. So overall, I'm going to say that the garden is really a big success. It's so enjoyable to come here every morning before I go to work. I stop by, I do my tour, I check to make sure that I didn't get any rabbit or any kind of other critter that came in and chewed up a couple of plants. And in the evening, when I come home, after I'm done writing my notes and doing the work that I have to do, I just tour, I sit on the bench with a cup of tea, sometimes with Scott, sometimes with the kids, and we just enjoy the birds and looking at the flowers and the transformation. It's amazing in the growing season how you can see changes from one day to the other. The roses, the new ones, the pink roses, the pink peas actually were still budding yesterday, and it wasn't a sunny day, and not even a warm day, but this morning, poof, they opened up, and I'm telling you, they smell wonderful. So this would definitely be a recommended rose from me. The pink peas from Jackson & Perkins, the scent is phenomenal, much stronger, kind of different type of smell too. Smells more like bakery than anything else. If I was to compare it to the John Paul II and the Olympiad, the pink piece is on top right now. It's a really pretty color and superb scent. So this is my garden update. I'm going to do one every week, so you get to see how things are growing, how things are dying, and how I manage this whole garden experiment. And if you're interested in the Back to Eden gardening method, I'll put the video link down below again. But so far, I'm very happy with it. The weeding is non-existent. I mean, there's a couple of weeds here and there, but they're mostly weeds that were there prior to my putting the chips on. So I'm just cleaning it up here and there, but otherwise, super low maintenance. I love it. I wish I could get chips with a different color, but you don't want any dye on your vegetables, so you gotta go with what's natural. Thank you for watching, you guys. I will see you next week. Bye.
Hey, it's me, and guess what? Click that thumbs up if you really like this video. Thumbs down twice if you didn't. You can also share my video if you really liked it, or save it to watch later. Also, you can subscribe to my channel, but don't forget to click that bell button so you are always notified when I post a new video. Thank you for watching.